Because everyone knows that the fastest way between 2 points is a Class 5 rapid. Jump in! Is sitting on top of a couple 3 million gallons of rushing, boiling water as hard as it sounds? What's that? A trick question? A river doesn't fight you, man. You fight it. And fighting one is like fighting gravity. There's only one thing you can do. Learn to flow with it. Here's the trade secrets. Is sitting on top of a couple 3 million gallons of rushing, boiling water as hard as it sounds? Is sitting on top of a couple 3 million gallons of Without proper paddling technique, you're not kayaking, you're drifting. For basic forward momentum, paddling mimics the swimmer's stroke. Grasp your double-bladed paddle with a shoulder-wide grip and use an alternating stroke. Back paddling and maneuvering techniques are fairly easy to learn once you get this wired, so dig in. Paddling is the key. Some of the most fun in kayaking comes from surfing a standing wave. Catch one by pointing your boat upstream and paddling just enough to drop into it. Leaning and using your paddle as a rudder helps to maintain balance and position. Get this basic technique of surfing down and let the freestyle fun begin. The big fall. It's trickier than it looks and takes a lot of muscle. You gotta pick your line, lean back for takeoff, and fly into the wild blue yonder. Once airborne, fly in control. This can be especially handy for landing. With your nose up and weight back, brace for splashdown. You gotta know how to get some air. The Eskimo roll is actually a technique that allows you to recover once you capsize. Here's how you do it. Stay cool. Bring your body up to the deck of the kayak, sweep the forward paddle blade away from the boat, twist your hips and drive your knees away from the paddle sweep. And remember, your head comes up last. Go to it. Reading the water ahead of you is vital. The water level view is never what you might think. You're low and close, where waves and horizon lines can hide the route you want to take. It's best to plan carefully by scouting from shore first. Once in the water, it's the wettest obstacle course on Earth. It takes more than just a boat to sit in to ride a rapid. Check this stuff out. Select any of the equipment now. Made of wood, plastic, or fiberglass materials, kayak paddles usually run about 7 to 8 feet long and have 2 blades that are offset 90 degrees from each other. This is so that one blade can easily slice through the air while the other is digging into the water. Float bags are inflatable cones of tough nylon that fill the front and back of your boat. They add buoyancy to your kayak first by filling it with bags of air, and second by not letting it fill with water when you take a swim. Obviously needed, these helmets are designed with hydrodynamics and safety in mind. Usually made of hard plastic or fiberglass, it's only a fool who doesn't strap one of these babies on. Usually made of neoprene, the spray skirt is worn high around the waist and fits over the cockpit to keep out that cold, raging water. This is important since a water-filled kayak is pretty useless in the river. The loop pull on the front frees the boater from the kayak if an emergency wet exit is needed. Don't leave shore without this stuff. Properly fitting flotation gear is a must for boaters. In or out of the kayak, the idea is to stay above the water level. Wetsuits and spraywear help to keep you warm and dry too, so dress for success. A primary rescue tool, the throw bag stores a long length of strong, pliable rope. It's used to set up rescue lines from shore to pull swimmers and boats from nasty situations. Other handy safety items to have along for the ride include carabiners, a sharp knife, first aid kit, extra webbing, pulleys, and even a whistle. Usually made of hard plastic or fiberglass for strength and durability, Whitewater kayaks can vary in shape and size. Some models are designed for running general whitewater, while others are specially suited for waterfalls, tricks, racing, or touring. It's important to choose a boat suited to your weight and build so that you fit snugly in the cockpit for maximum response and maneuverability. Eskimos weren't thinking of mountain river rapids when they invented the kayak. Mountain? River? Come on. They needed something to get around in while they hunted for seals and walruses. Kayak comes from quaha, Eskimo for hunter's boat. Inspired by seals who can swim in icy water without freezing up, quahas were made of driftwood, walrus bones, and seal skins. Waterproof, insulated, and fast. These days there's more to it. But even though kayaking has evolved into river recreation, the people doing it are still hunters. They're just after a different beast. They're hunting thrills. Waterfalls, rocks, and rapids equal risks. We're not talking about the friendly neighborhood babbling brook here. We're talking about the kind of raging rapids that carve through solid rock. Riding the river rush is risky, man. Like the scouts say, be prepared. This'll help. The kayaker's motto is know your flow. That means getting to know the river before you jump into it. Different runoffs all have their own personality and depend heavily on the weather. Is the river snow-fed, dam-fed, rain-fed? The smart kayaker is not a reckless one, so do your homework. The water might not be just fine. It all looks different from the water. A sharp eye and anticipation of what's ahead is your only chance for survival. Watch out for rocks, submerged objects, and strainers, debris that can catch you like a net. Also look around, make sure logs and branches aren't along for the ride and breathing down your neck. Get hung up on any of these and you'll be hung out to dry. Waterfalls are one of the most challenging aspects of kayaking. Once one has you, it's total commitment. And so much can go wrong, the dangers are obvious, the wipeout's heavy. Just don't make the nightmare a reality. Learn your skills. In order to keep the fun of running a river, make sure you know your fall before you take the fall. One of the biggest risks in kayaking Class 5 whitewater is swimming. That's when you leave your boat and pinball downstream. Holes, strainers, rocks, dangerous stuff when you're in your boat can really pummel you. A nasty swim can mean hypothermia, exhaustion, and serious injury. So come on, keep it in the kayak. On a river, you never know when the bottom is just going to drop out from under you. It's a river characteristic called a hole, and it's caused by an underwater obstruction that forms a strong reverse current that flows upstream. Although some holes can be fun for play and practice, most are extremely dangerous, so keep an eye out, learn your escape skills, and look sharp. It takes more than just a lunatic to hop into a raging river sitting in a little plastic boat. It takes an athlete with shoulders of steel and nerves to match. Let's find out what makes these pros tick. Pick one.
But the Class 5 in particular, the challenge of the difficulty of the whitewater, you scout the drop, you plan your route, you plan exactly what you're going to do through the entire rapid, and then you make that vision become a reality by boating this rapid. So you're matching your skills against the river and what you've projected in your mind what you're going to do.
What excites you the most is that you have to be incredibly focused. And that focus when you're paddling very difficult water, it allows for an incredible release of tension afterwards. When you finish, you come to some kind of peace about a lot of things that you're doing in your life, and the accomplishment of paddling some difficult water allows you to really relax with some of this outside stress that maybe you have.
It dangers of boating class 5 are pretty extreme, and it takes a lot of concentration, a lot of nerve. It takes a lot of calmness to do it right. And when you do it right, there's no feeling like it.
All right, no excuses now. Point of no return. Hop in, they say, the water's fine. Well, not here, man. Ever wondered how you do when faced with a Class 5 rapid? Well, me too. And I'm going to need your help. Let's jump in and let's find out. The choices are going to be yours. You decide. Okay, River Rat, steel your nerves. The river's raging. We've got Class 5 thrills coming your way. The moves are all yours. Cool. Whitewater dead ahead. There's a large rock in center stream with a big waterfall to the left. To the right is a series of smaller drops. What's your move? Right. Always scout the river first and know what it's about. From the runoff to the rapids, it pays to know before you go. Okay, we've put in and the current is pulling downstream. Outrageous! You're a real maniac sportsman now, but the real test is coming your way. Only a pure line stands a chance. Get to it. All right. Up ahead, you can see a straight horizon line on the river with what looks like steam rising from it. The current's getting faster, too. What's a poor kayaker to do? A river never sleeps, and neither can you, so look alive on this one. There's a large standing wave just ahead, and the rest is up to you. Warning, there be dragons beyond this point, and it's up to you to slay them. First one's a fire-breathing Class 5 rapid. It's got you in its grip. Think fast. Wow, you survived that. Now it's time for more fun. A beautiful wave ahead has your name on it. Have you got the skill to master it? The final diagnosis. Are you amped for this one? The big fall. Get set. It's going to take more than prayers to make it through this one. You got to remember that all this water is going to go exactly where it wants to, and you're just along for the ride. Well, right now, that ride is going to take an elevator going down. Super Falls time. Dig deep for this one. Wet and wild, kayaking as you like it. School is now out of session and you've graduated with honors. Another feather in the cap of a real maniac sportsman. Until next time, keep paddling. So what are you waiting for? Come on, man, edge it, take the shot, do something. Because this thing is getting heavy.